Are we supposed to talk now? Are we supposed to be on that? Oh, yeah. Let me turn my volume off on my phone.
It just feels good next to my body, and I like the look that it gives me.
Here's what I see.
All right.
Supposed to talk now?
Forgive me if we are humongously in front of you. What is up? Hopefully you can hear us. We're just getting used to this new stream event setup. I want to give a shout out to Silver Seeker for helping me figure some stuff out. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay and see us okay. I'll be looking over here at the chat. If you can see and hear us good, let me know and we'll get going. I see Alfred R. Klunkwood, Minnesota, Commander Sealand, Manveer, who's off today. Congratulations. Hamburger Ron, Karsten Hintz, Richard Whitver. I see Coleslaw 867. Who else we got here? I see Robert Payne. Mario Brothers, what's up, brother? Everyone says hey. Now the chat's in regular mode. I don't know how many people are watching. I'm not looking at that. Coin Kids, what's going on? Perfect. All right, good. Looks good, says Robert Payne. Now there's a delay from what I say, the way I set it up, to what I see. So it might be a little confusing at first. Charlani, you want to say hi to people like Michelle Barola?
Hi, guys. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Coin Kids. Hi, Karsten.
Everyone says hey. Now the chat's in regular mode. The audio is weird. I'm not looking at that. They have a delayed echo. Oh, hold on. Good. Looks good, says Robert. Hold on. Now there's a delay from what I say, the way I set it up, to what I see. So is it better now? Might be better audio now. I had another button clicked on my desktop audio. So let me know if the audio is heard.
Can you hear us now? Hello? But I hear an echo.
Yeah, that's still old stuff. Let's just see. Give us a second. I want to make sure the new settings I set up are good. I think it's probably good now. Yes.
It's good.
Yes, it's good now.
Okay.
What's up, Butch Siebert as well? So we can say hi as we kind of move along. We're only doing this for an hour. It's for our RFT Team Member and above members, so it's not for all the members. As you know, in the perks, if you're just the RFT fan club, then you get the green name in my live streams, as well as my member-only chats when I just enabled that for my live streams, as well as the emojis and the badges. Once you're an RFT team member and above, you'll be privy to any videos I put out for my team members. You'll be privy to any of the live Q&As, live chats, things like that. We thought today to keep it simple, because it's the first one, and if it goes well, we could do more of these. We would just keep it really simple and maybe just answer some questions. We do have some questions that were submitted ahead. I know I didn't solicit for that to everyone, so I apologize if you have questions. We will read the chat as well, but we are going to do a couple of things. We're going to answer some of the pre-asked questions during the stream, and then any questions we don't get to, you're more than welcome to post them on that community tab notification that I sent out, or you can email me directly to my email, which that information is in this video description. And Charlani will also read some of the chat questions that maybe we don't get to, that she'll write down, that we can possibly answer on the next Q&A. Remember, the camera's here, Charlani?
I know.
So if you look here or there,
the chat,
you're not looking there.
I'm going to be reading that, so.
Oh, you like the background? Yeah, I got to mess with the settings. You can see it's a little bit not that great, but we did this literally in the last 10 minutes. We're like, let's just get rid of all the junk in the back. That way it doesn't look so silly.
And Rob totally wouldn't let me go down and put my lip gloss on or get water.
She wanted to do makeup. I'm like, listen,
rude.
Not right now,
I was like, I don't even have face makeup on. Like, this, I haven't done my hair today. Like, come on.
What's up, Silver Seeker?
This guy.
Is he the only mod in the house today? All right. We're going to get to some questions really quick. And I don't know which ones we wanted to answer first, but one of the first questions that I get asked a lot, and if you're a member in my live streams, again, you don't have to be a moderator to answer other people's questions as long as it's the right answer, for example. But I get a lot of people ask me, and maybe I can ask you guys this question. For some reason, I don't know if everybody doesn't read my video descriptions, but my number one question is, where do I get your mats? And I don't know why. I get emailed probably 50 times a week. They see my email, but they don't know where to get the mats. Do you guys think it's a good idea if in periodic videos, I just say, if you're interested in my mats, there's a link down below. I hate being salesy, but it would probably relieve so much time of me answering those questions. Is that too much? Or should I just keep doing what I'm doing and not worry about it, and we'll just go from there? What are your thoughts on that? Everyone's like, hey, beautiful Charlani. What about beautiful Rob? What's up, Tim Eisman and Hagen Wasden as well?
Well, all he has to do is put a beanie on. It's not fair.
I have to shave.
Hardly ever.
Maybe advertise them at the start of the video. Yeah, I've done it on some videos, but man, I don't know. It's just hard to say. And if you want this, here's where it is.
I hate selling anything. I don't know why you do. Everyone asks.
Because a lot of my subscribers watch my videos religiously,
so you think they already know.
And I don't want them to always have to go, here he goes again.
Yeah.
I try to leave it out a lot. But we've doubled in the last 50 days. My channel's gone from 22,000 to like 42,500 in like the last 50 days, and it's going crazy. I think it would help. Go for it. Probably not a bad idea. Definitely not too much. Trim up a little bit. Yeah, trim up a little. I do need to trim up a little bit. I'm actually in the stage of growing it out, and it's weird. It is definitely going crazy though. Mention it. People ask it. Yeah, I'll do that. I appreciate that, guys. I just didn't want my valuable subscribers to be like, Rob, seriously? I just want to see the hunts.
Don't you think that if you always if you just in the beginning of your video just say, if you ever want to know how to get any of the product that I used, you can just go ahead and look in the caption.
It would help a lot, answer a lot of questions.
All you have to say, and then then they'll know.
On screen, yeah, I could also put a link on the screen that just says, "Here's where you get my stuff. Now let's get to the hunt," kind of thing. All right. You can also see some of the items in your description area. Yeah, that's where I try to point them to. Put your store link on with your email address for my stream. You know what? That's probably a smart idea. Not just the PayPal, but probably my store address a little bigger. I have it small in that one section, but it's not big enough. Richard Whitver says we understand.
Like the RobFindsTreasure.com?
Yeah. Yeah. And I prefer them using my RobFindsTreasure.com because I don't pay the 10% eBay fees, which is crazy. Put it in an intro, outro. Yeah, I might do that, Alfred. I do want to switch up some things on the channel. Better intros, better outros, or a mix-up of intros. I'm thinking about doing those things. What's up, Joseph Worrell and Brian Gorman? And Manveer says, custom pre-video ad before your videos start, like before a video. Yeah, custom pre-video would be probably good. But what I don't want everyone to start doing is clicking to the 1 minute mark in every video and missing some of my crazy little antics in the beginning too. So I'll figure it out. I'm new at advertising my channel, but not new at just recording and having fun. So
this would maybe next time it would be good to have the chat like you used to have when you first started streaming here.
But they can see it on their end. When they're watching it on their end, they can
they can see it, but we're looking over here rather than looking at the camera because we're over here reading the chat.
You know what? I could do whatever I want with the chat. I could do whatever I want with it.
Oh, there. Put it. Oh, well then you can't see you.
No, I could do this real quick. Watch this. I can do this.
Pardon us, guys. This is behind the scenes. Rob and Charlani trying to figure stuff out.
I can do it just like this if you want, Charlani.
I think it's better because look then we can read it and we're still looking.
And now we're like that. Is that better?
Yes.
Is this better for us to read like this? All right.
Okay. All right. Let's start asking and answering some questions. You want to know what really sucks?
What?
That's far away for me.
I could block you with it.
Block me with it then.
Is that better?
I know. I have old eyes. It's so weird.
Is that better?
Perfect.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. We're setting up. We're learning. Definitely skits before the videos. I've got a pretty epic one planned, guys. It's I can't give it away, but I'm definitely gonna do it on the dimes and the quarters because I only do one video of those a week. So the dimes and quarters will have skits for sure. And I've got a quarter video coming out in a couple of days, probably Saturday, maybe Sunday morning, but probably Saturday. And I've got an epic video skit planned for that one. I'm laughing thinking about it. Anyway.
Are they talking about the sleeping alarm one?
With those kinds, but I got one for the quarter planned out. I need you to film one section of it to get it finalized.
Because I'm so good at that, we all know.
What's up, Mikey's Pocket Change? And who else did I see? Zach Boyer, good to see you as well, Zach Boyer. I saw them jump in. All right, couple of questions. Again, I'll answer some of these questions.
Okay. So maybe we should answer
what do you use to create your intro videos? The ones where it shows your logo and music. So I have used IntroMate. It's a app on any phone device. You can download the video if you want to your hard drive, which I've done. But there's a lot of good intro apps out there. So whether you're on Android or whether you're on iPhone supported Apple devices, you can just go to your app store and click in Intro Maker or Outro Maker, and it will suggest the free examples and the paid versions. And anyone who's doing this for any length of time, yes, the free versions are good, which is what I've lived off of forever, but I've learned spending $5 on an app to unlock all the features is a lot more, and it's write-off. You can write off because you're doing this for your business. So I use Intro Maker, which is an Apple app, but there's also many on the Android as well. So long story short, yeah, you definitely want to do that. Or you can pay somebody to do it for you, like that Fiverr.com site. There's a lot of techie kids for $7, $8, $10 an hour or $20 flat fee. They'll just knock it out for you and do whatever you want. You just got to send them your graphic and tell them what you're looking for, and they'll do it. Did you get mine and William Fowler's late super chats? Alfred, I did. And just so you know, William Fowler at 11:50 p.m. was the last super chat of the last stream. I might start, that sounds like I'm trying to get more money, but I might start putting some recognition for the last minute super chats
you guys are silly.
Because William Fowler did get you, Alfred. He got you last second.
My only question is, where do I get your mads? LOL.
So I know, it's so crazy. I use iMovie. Believe it or not, this phone right here, there's Charlani. This phone right here is my whole camera, my video editor, and everything. Now, once I've got the video to where I really like it, I then upload it to YouTube, and then I will use some of YouTube's Creator Studio features to fine-tune some stuff. Sometimes you'll watch one of my videos and there'll be some choppiness between the cuts. That means I was tired, I ran out of time, and I didn't fine-tune. And I try not to do too many videos like that because the last thing I want is someone to say, this is not quality stuff. And I know it shakes a lot, but I like the personal handheld camera versus having it mounted all the time. I think we answered those.
And I'll say, if anyone, if you're starting out and you feel like you need things to be perfect, you absolutely do not. Literally, Rob uses his iPhone. He uses whatever he has, doesn't spend extra money on anything that he doesn't have to. And look at how many subs he has. And even with his gardening channel, he literally started that channel, and all of his seeds he was growing on our family card games and our game boards. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is just
the key that I have found for a successful YouTube channel is, first of all, and you guys have heard this a billion times, but I'll just go really fast. You got to like what you're doing, because if you don't like what you're doing, it's going to show in your recordings. The second thing is, you don't need to worry so much about video quality while you're an up-and-comer. All you have to worry about is being passionate, enthusiastic, like what you do, and put out some videos.
It's all about energy. All about energy.
Once people like you a little bit and they start watching you, they will have expectations of higher video quality, and you do have to do it. I saw someone say, or Mario Brothers, I'm really impressed with the video edits using a phone. Yeah, honestly, I've mastered the phone editing. I have, and it's quick. I can get a video edited. Well, it depends on the amount of time, because you got to remember, if I have 45 minutes worth of video that I'm trying to cut down to 20 minutes, I have to watch all 45 and edit during it. Then once I have the final video, I watch it one more time through with the final edits. Then I upload it. Then I do the final edit on the Creator Studio. So every video between filming, editing, re-editing, posting, and finalizing is a few hours work. Plus, I have to film during the hunts, and I do have to do some extra takes. If I say a lot, I edit those out, which is why my mail call is so frustrating, because I always say goodies or wow or beautiful or unbelievable. I say it so much because I'm trying to keep everyone engaged that I love their stuff, because I appreciate it. But then when I re-edit it, I'm like, wow, I just said wow 1,000 times. And that's annoying.
Yes. Hagen, you will be monotone at first until you find your rhythm, and that takes time. Like, it takes a lot of time to find your own voice and be yourself, and don't try and copy anybody else. Like, you can use people as
a model, a role model,
yeah,
or a model of how to film.
Inspiration. Use somebody for inspiration and model what they're doing that you like, but you still have to be yourself. People can see through that, and it's much easier when you are yourself.
My number one tip for all people recording with a phone is take 2 seconds and wipe off this camera.
He tells me that all the time.
Because if you look on this camera right now, a fingerprint there will not allow it to focus. Before you record any clip, wipe that little lens down and make it spot free like it is right here, and then record. I promise you, it will save you hours of cuts, editing, and frustrations by having a very clean lens on the camera. By the way,
all the difference.
That's my Silver Stacker phone cases, which I do have available. Let's do a sales thing. Which I do have available for Android and Apple devices. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to know that's my biggest pet peeve. If I watch someone's video and it's not focusing, you're losing me fast. And that's where you have to realize it has to have good quality, at least visibility on the video.
And that's the name of the game, to have a unique channel. Coin Group of Minnesota. That's absolutely right. Yeah. So you have one, and that's awesome. You got to keep it you.
If you ever subscribe to my garden channel, and you most certainly don't need to, watch my first year of videos. Yeah. They are sad. I'm like, hey, everybody. So I'm growing some peppers, and here's what they look like. If you look at even this channel, if you go from my first couple of months of videos to where I'm at now, I have taken the feedback from my subscribers and the analytics on YouTube to realize what I need to do. And I always put my polls in spots of the video where maybe it's a little bit of a decline in retention, and then I throw a poll in so that they're reading the poll, answering the questions, and then I maybe have got them to the next more exciting point. So there's little tricks and tips that I recommend that you use your analytics page for sure. When
you decide you don't care about what other people think, that's when you'll find your true voice. You have to not care.
I use my phone's mic. Now, when I'm gardening, I do need to get an auxiliary mic. The problem with my camera being a phone, most of them don't like auxiliary mics. They're designed to use their built-in microphone. That being said, technology has advanced over the last few years, and there are things to do, but I just got to figure out how to do that. It takes me a while to figure out technology, but once I do, I know what I'm doing. Will you do penny boxes on Monday night live stream just like $50 or Wednesday and Friday? Mikey, I want to do a box of pennies so bad on a live stream, but I won't do them for donations. I want to do a live stream hunt with me, where I just hunt and tell you what I'm looking at, the ones I put under the scope and why. I think it'd be a really good hunt with me tutorial live stream versus I'm not a big fan of the live streams for donations because it's a lot of work, but I do believe that there's merit in doing it because a lot of my subscribers can't get $50 and they just want to get their hands on some. So if I did pennies, for sake of time, it would be a hunt with me, and it would be a tutorial on why and what I'm looking for. I hear you talk about ship packages that come up missing. What about labeling your packages RFT so strangers know there is? Yeah, Lenny, that's why if you look, my recent packages are now done on a Dymo labeler. A, it saves me about 20% in shipping, and B, it's more inconspicuous. It doesn't have the big RobFindsTreasure return address, which anyone who's smart, if they hear a coin or if they see that, packages come missing. I had lost 9 packages in my first 8 months on the RFT labels. I've lost 0 since I've gone to the Dymo one the last 2 months.
But it really, I mean, for the most part, that's a pretty good shipping rate.
Oh, no, it's a great shipping rate.
Yeah,
I ship 100 packages a week, guys.
Not really an issue.
I spend at least $300 to $400 in just stream packaging costs a week, not including the packages, the packaging material, and not including my mats, which have gone bonkers.
And usually it's a post office thing, not really a theft thing. Because it is a federal crime to steal mail. Like,
it is.
That's jail time.
It's amazing how people work at the post office don't mind snagging a few goodies on their own. New channel name coming out for Joseph World next week. Bounce some ideas, brother. I'm always wondering what it could be. J-Dubs Coins? You never know.
Karsten, yeah, the chat's moving slower because it's only members, which is so nice. I'm reading this and I'm like, oh my, this is beautiful. This is great.
What's up, Wrecked Flight? Wrecked Flight. I didn't see them earlier, so I want to say hi to them. Rocket Flight. I meant that. I won't always call them Wrecked. You know why I want to say Wrecked? I'm a gamer, so I always see the phrase Wrecked, and it just reminds me of that. All right. Well, I shouldn't say I always see it. I always give it out to people because I'm always wrecking them. Are you going to do a junk silver hunt video soon? Yeah, I really am. I'm planning on doing a pretty big junk silver purchase. I was scared to purchase it the other day when it was at 1840. I'm like, well, if I can get it below 18, I'll go run and do another one. But then again, who knows if silver's going to get, who knows what it's going to do. So I probably just need to go buy my junk silver.
Hi, Trout. Trout Doda's in the house.
Do you just re-roll all your discarded coins and do you take it back to the same bank? No, Robert Payne. So I have two philosophies here. One, because this is what I do for a living now, between this, YouTube is what I'm pretty much doing. This is an investment on my time and my energy. So I've opened business accounts at all the branches or all the banks that I have accounts at. It doesn't take much to open a business account. Honestly, you don't need to have a fictitious business name with a business license. I'm not operating a brick and mortar building. I'm operating as a sole proprietorship, which means my name is my business name. It's not even under RobFindsTreasure. But by having a business account, it affords me the right to the business practices at the branches, which means I'm allowed to take in unrolled coins to some branches and I just bag them up in my business bags. So I bring in a 40-pound bag times, eight 40-pound bags of halves to branches at B of A's and Wells Fargo's on Monday and Tuesday, and those branches are not the ones I pick up from. So I have dump banks and pickup banks. Now I will tell you, I will roll some quarters, I will roll some nickels, I will roll some halves, just so I can drive further out and dump 5 or 6 boxes 30 minutes from here to keep the influx of stuff coming in and going out mixed around. What's that?
I'm just pointing to questions.
I answered that one, the junk silver.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, thank you, Trout Dota, for dropping by, brother, for sure. I've only had 1 Canada Post package go missing. I've had 4. Listen, I've shipped to countries that I thought for sure it was going to go up missing. Like, I didn't even have a good address, I thought. But it's amazing. I've got confirmation my stuff's arrived. Stuff has gotten caught up in customs, like in Germany. I had stuff caught up in customs for a few months. I had a subscriber from Germany, one of my first live streams, who bought a package, and I sent it there. And he didn't get it for like 2 months. And he had to pay a fee. And then I realized as long as I just call it U.S. coins instead of U.S. silver coins, because I'm not hiding anything. They are U.S. coins. Then it kept him from paying tariffs and fees and getting caught up in customs.
What is the app again? Melt value of a coin?
Oh, that app is one of my favorite apps. You guys should all have it. It's called Coinflation. I'll show you a picture of it right here. Coinflation right there. When you click on the app, it's a really good app. It tells you the current price, and you can even check, well, what's my melt value on a war nickel? $1.02 right now, based on the current price. Now remember, that's melt value. That's not numismatic value. Obviously, the coin pictured there is not a melt value nickel. That's a 43S in really great, brilliant shape. But if you just want to know if you're getting taken advantage of, and when you go to a silver dealer, all you got to do is take how many you have times the melt value. They're probably going to take 5 or 10% off that as normal because they got to make their money. But that should be a ballpark range of at least the very minimum value you should ever get for your silver.
Hi, Lady B. Welcome. Manveer's posting things on eBay, so he's not trying to ghost us.
Manveer's always ghosting me. It's okay, brother.
Johnny Ray, Highway Coin Collector. I think it's a good add onto your channel name. I think it works.
I think it's great.
Johnny Ray, Highway Coin Collector. Sure.
Yeah. And that's if you want your full name in there, Johnny Ray. I mean, you may want to just call it JR's Highway Coin Collection. I mean, the longer names are okay, but they're not catchier. The shorter names. The reason why I called it Rob Finds Treasure is because I knew I do metal detecting, which I got to do more of. But in a year from now or 2 years from now, I might be somewhere where I can metal detect more often. And if the channel gets big enough that I can afford it, I've got invitations from some metal detectors that, Plugmaster Ford. He said if I fly out there, he'll let me go on a permission hunt with them, no problem. JD's Variety Channel said he wouldn't mind detecting with me. So, but I got to fly. I got to go there and set up my stuff. And then I got to hope they have the permission ahead of time and just plan it out. I'll do more metal detecting hunts, but I called it Rob Finds Treasure because I knew I would do bill searches. I knew I would do corner hunts. I knew I would do metal detecting. And I would even do gold panning. I might even do prospecting. I used to do a lot of gold panning when we lived in California, and I missed that tremendously. So I kept it broad so that I could use and do quite a few different things on the channel that were treasure related. Rob Finds Treasure, do you have a wholesaler? And if you don't, where do you buy your $50? So I don't have a wholesaler. I have a retailer, but he does give me better than the John Doe walking in because I spend about $1,000 in silver a week for my streams and my channel. So because of that, and I use him exclusively, he gives me a better deal than most. I'll give you an example. If someone was paying 12.5 times face, he's probably charging me $11.75. If price now is 13, I'm probably going to get it for 12.5. So I get a little bit of a break because of that. And he also tosses in just barbers and seededs that are worn, but he tosses those in so I have some extra goodies to give away. Can you do some tutorials on how to grade coins? Yeah, Commander Sealand, I am not the best grader. That is it's such a gray area for me because I'm either too picky on some coins or I'm not looking for all of the particulars on others. And what I mean by that is I just got back in the game 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago. And so I really need to brush up on my grading skills. So I wouldn't want to do a tutorial and spread bad information until I considered myself able to do so. That being said, there are some times I feel like I could show people a little bit of what they're missing, and I do that in the email questions I get and explain to them what I'm seeing. I'm not a great grader, so I wouldn't want to do the tutorial on that. You guys, anyone who buys my mats can always use them on their videos. Don't copy them and remake them yourself, but you can make your own style, of course. But you can always record them on the video. I don't care. I mean, that's brand advertisement for me. There's a reason why I put the Rob Finds Treasure down there is I wanted to have a little bit of brand recognition out there for those that were interested. Nice, Brian. I can't wait to find out about your 32S and your GSA Horde Carson City dollar coin.
Do you have any other apps you can share that you use?
You know,
PCGS app.
Of course I use the PCGS app, no matter what. And I don't know why I don't see it on my phone right now. It's probably stored to the side. But I use the PCGS. Oh, there it is. I use the PCGS Price Guide app, which is right here. I love clicking on that app. It'll probably take a second to load because we're on stream. But I like, there it goes. But I like using this one to get a upgraded price for slab coins. Or if I think something is an MS63, but there's the vast majority of that coin and that mint in an MS63, it's probably not worth grading. If I think it's an MS64 or 65 where the population is small, maybe I send it in and hope for it so I can have a lot more value in the coin. Have you done a video on metal tinting yet? Yeah.
You do one if you haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, Lady B, I have like 5 videos on metal detecting. I have a 2018 metal detecting playlist where you can find the ones I did in 2018, and then I have a 2019 metal detecting playlist on my channel, which only has 2 videos. It has been 100 degrees every day. I'm not going to metal detect at 100 degrees. I can't. I already dehydrate myself, and you know how she is with water. I've almost passed out twice going out with 100 degrees, no matter how much water I drink. So we're close to metal detecting season. I will pop some more vids up soon.
And going on that with Gary, can't get mad at that, Henderson. I would only go on a metal detecting hunt to make sure he drinks water. Because truly, that's just kind of really not my thing. And a film for you.
The GSA Morgan Dollar, Alfred, those are the Morgan Dollars that were part of the GSA hoard. They were slabbed in an acrylic slab, specially designated as such. And so those are a little bit more rare and valuable because many of them were Carson City. They also were uncirculated. So a lot of those get a higher grade because of that. Silver Seeker actually just did a video on the GSA Morgan Dollars. You should check it out. It's an unboxing of some examples he sent to NGC to get graded. See you later, Hagen Wasden. Thank you very much for joining the stream. And you can always watch it. This link will work for only members. And of course, I'm not going to say you can't do it, but anyone who has the link can watch the video. But I only made it to members only so that you guys would get the notification.
You see it up there?
We have a place you can hunt about an hour away from you, Rob. We just have to figure out when we are coming to Texas. Nice coin, kids. If you ever come to Texas and you're out here and you want to let me know, shoot me an email. I have no problem. I do want to do some subscriber meet and greets. I have a couple of subscribers that have property an hour from where I'm at. They said I could go up there and do it, but I don't know them that well yet. I just want to make sure I get to know them a little bit more on a personal basis before I just meet somebody an hour away on property. You just never know. What is the coin you want to find cornrow hunting that you haven't found yet? Well, I've got a few. Unrealistically, but hopeful that I could find it, a 69S DDO or a 55P DDO. Probably unrealistic. There's only a handful of those that have been found, but I do want to. More realistic that I would love to find is a 1992 Denver minted close AM variety. I have looked at probably 10,000 of those. I just want to find one. It is on my mind. Another one is the 84P double ear Lincoln scent. Love to find that one. Been looking forever. I have yet to find a 1999 wide AM. I have found 5 98s and 3 2000s. I have never found a 99. Of course, in my inbox and my emails, I see a 1999 wide AM found by a subscriber like once every month. And I'm like, everyone but me is finding them. But that's what happens. You just got to keep looking. You never know when you're going to have the epic box.
Yes, Rob watches Aqua Chigger.
I watch Aqua Chigger. I watched his videos last night. Listen, I grew up watching Aqua Chigger and JD's Variety Channel were my 2 go-tos at night. I watched the Hoover Boys quite a bit. I detect sometimes. I moved around quite a bit to a lot of people. I'm still surprised Plugmaster Ford does not have more subscribers. I was amazed that he's sitting around 12 or 13,000. He's got some great content too.
Mario Brothers added the Frisco weather app to know when you might start
metal detecting
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocket Flight, I use Variety Vista all the time on my computer, but not the app. But I do use it on my computer all the time. Somebody asked me an earlier question, do I feel the W quarters, how will they perform in the next 10 years? I look at it like this. The West Point dime, right? And it has like 1.5 million minted or whatever the exact number is. Very similar to each of the W, 2 million minted W series of all 5 designs for the 2019 W quarter. It's a dime. And even 23 years later, it still fetches easy $20 a piece. Easy. So the way I look at it is the W quarters will probably still hold a $15 to $20 premium forever. But again, if you want a low one, there's only 2 million. If you want a San Antonio Missions, there's only 2 million. Right now, it's like baseball cards. All the hot stuff is, I want the early release. I want first discovery. I want first month of discovery. Yeah, that's nice. But at the end of the day, don't overlook the value of an MS68 W quarter in your collection, no matter when it was discovered. Still a good find.
I don't know what I'm going to do after I finish my $50 album for my ugly coins. I'm probably going to do a second set. We kind of talked about that.
We want to do a second set as a giveaway, maybe, or
or possibly, maybe. I don't know.
She
yet,
wants to have.
I'm so now I get why he doesn't ever want to sell his copper or the silver bars. He for a long time did not want to sell those silver bars, and I was like, Jess, you have so many. But now I get it, because I'm like, I'm not selling my ugly coin book.
So she's been wanting a massage. And she doesn't want to use money that's from the channel. So she was like, hey, how about I make a second or a third ugly book, sign it with a thank you, and then I auction it to you guys. And I was like, well,
we'll see.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We might just use it as a giveaway, but she was trying to, like, let's have some fun with the ugly books.
We'll see.
We'll
but
see.
I will say that I want to probably hunt pennies, and I think that'll be a good video for Rob to make, showing me how to hunt for pennies. Like, what do I look for? How do I do it? Because I have no idea. You guys, I mean, if you guys are on our live streams, you know I know nothing about coins at all. I can tell you if I like the toning on an ugly $50, but that's about it.
You know what? Butch says, Rob, you must have a lot of dreams where you're roll hunting. I do. Listen, I'm very aware of the likelihood of me finding something extremely valuable through roll hunting. I did a little bit as a kid. I didn't really find much when I was a kid. I've known people who hunted in the 70s and 80s and 60s that never found a 1909 SVDB, for example. I'm very aware that the likelihood is slim. But technology has changed a lot over the years. There's new airs being discovered, which is why I always tell the kids that watch my channel, if all you're doing is cracking open a box of pennies and pulling out the Wheaties, you're missing out on a lot. Most of my value of coins I have collected is in the airs and varieties. And even if they're only a $5 or $10 air, you paid a nickel or a penny or a dime for that coin. You made good money. And so I do have a lot of dreams, but I'm also very realistic on the reality of it all. Just like you guys don't see all my hunts. I don't always post videos that only had 4 wheat pennies in the box and they're all 1958 Denvers. That just gets discarded and I go on to the next hunt. So
yeah.
The pot roast, Manveer, was
the best.
amazing.
I think that was the best pot roast ever.
She made the mistake of buying ciabatta bread, so I buttered the ciabatta
gosh,
bread.
okay.
I sopped up the pot roast juice, covered it with potatoes and meat and carrots, ate it like a sandwich.
I shouldn't even tell you guys because this bread is death. I told Rob last night when I'm never buying this bread again because we each had a couple of pieces of it, but it's ciabatta bread that I got at Trader Joe's. It came in a pack of 4 and it was the best bread I've ever had in my entire life. It was bad. And to eat at midnight, we ate at midnight last night. It's not a good thing to eat at midnight.
I wish Charlani was a YouTuber as well. I think if she just recorded some cooking videos, there's a lot of good channels out there for cooking videos, so I know the competition is high. But at the end of the day, she has some good skills in the kitchen and she should have fun doing it, especially if it relates to her healthy eating style.
It does, but I have an Instagram and that's where I post most of my things. And I do Instagram stories and I don't have the patience for the editing of videos. I just don't. I can get on my Instagram story and walk you through how I'm doing something. And if you watch my story, you get to see what the recipe is. That, for me, is more comfortable. But we're talking about it. And yes, I told you guys already I would do the pot roast one. And I will. But I don't know that that's going to be a thing that I'm going to do. I haven't quite decided yet. We're busy. I mean, I hate saying that I'm busy. Because busy is just a state of mind, to be honest. And you have to choose what your priorities are. And right now, it just isn't.
Yeah.
But it might be soon. I mean, it might be soon.
I'm going to read a couple of comments really fast. Do a set of coins that have holes drilled. I can do that. Do I say pre-83 pennies? I do. Matter of fact, I have boxes, like 20 boxes that I was saving all 82s and earlier that I wasn't differentiating between copper and zinc. At this point, I'm not going to go back and weigh them all. But I have the boxes marked where I knew that I didn't weigh the 82s. Let's see. How often do you get customer boxes out of... You know what? If I ask for them, I can get them. I'm going to do another bank hopping video soon. I actually just got a bank hopped box full of customer wrapped pennies that's going to compete against a machine wrap. That video is going to be coming out soon. I haven't done the hunt yet, but I have the box. Charlani has her own channel. It is Charlani TV. Chris K says, thanks for doing his hunt last night. He's looking forward to getting his package. Chris K, thank you very much for donating to the channel. And I'm excited to send the package to you as well.
Totes emoji.
We will create more emojis for sure.
He won't commit to the totes.
Listen, I'm not... I'm afraid that once I create it, it'll be blasted all over the screen for like ever.
Which is the best. Totes. I'd be awesome.
I found a red 82D. Now I'm looking, not sure if it's a small date or a large date. You know, it's pretty easy to tell the large date and small date varieties. Let me just do something really quick here, guys, if I can.
Hi, little cutie
bring this up.
And maybe we will have a meet and greet. That's one of these. We have a list of questions here too that were emailed to us that we'll kind of go over as well. But I think a meet and greet at some point will be good. But we don't know when.
Let me explain the difference between a 1982 large date and a small date. If this is an 8, right? The small date looks like this. You'll actually see a little hook in the 2 right there. And I'll do it a little better. I didn't know it was going to be that close. The 2 looks like this. That is what a small date looks like on the 2. You'll see this little hook right there. If it's a large date, it'll literally look just like that. There's a hook on the small date. There's no hook on the large date. That is the difference. If you look at the coins, you'll be able to tell all day, once you get used to it, the difference. Large date, it looks more like a Z. Small date, it looks like a 2.
Serif.
It's serifed. Correct. That is the number one way to differentiate between the 2. Hopefully that helps. I know it was rudiment. You guys know I can't draw or write. So hopefully that helps. But when you look at it under the scope, it's a no-brainer once you know the difference. I have a bunch of old Whitman coin info price guides. 50 to 57, 85, nice. What do you think they're worth? I have no idea, Manveer. I know there's a collector's market for like the old red books, the old gray sheets, the old Whitman books. I don't know myself. Maybe somebody in the chat has more information on that. I don't know. You made it, little cutie patootie. I want to answer a couple of questions. Favorite food of all time. I have 3 favorite foods of all time. For me, it's pretty simple. I can go without everything in the world if I can always have potatoes, any way made, meat, any way made, except for well done, and peanut butter. Those 3 are my 3 most favorite things. So if I were to have a last meal request, I probably would get a filet mignon, medium rare, with a side of mashed potatoes and gravy. And then if I only could have one more thing with it, I probably would want a jar of peanut butter with a spoon. I know that doesn't all go together, but I'd have to have all of them at least one more time.
All right. Let's do, what brand of coin album do you suggest? Penny and nickel.
Well, let me show one coin album right here. I know I'm probably blocking Charlani. So my favorite coin albums are these right here. These are the Whitman Classics. I love them for a couple of reasons. And I'm just going to go to a page in here. I love them for a couple of reasons. One, I love the way that it's spelled out. It's absolutely beautiful the way that they've done these. And I can turn the page and I can see the back of them as well. I like being able to see the front and back, and I can see if I have some die rotations. And as you can see, I have to remake sure that this hasn't moved around a little bit, but there might be some die rotations in here as well. So this is my Jefferson book, and it has every year until 2003 before the design change. So this is all Jefferson nickels proofs included. So I've got PDS for every single Jefferson nickel. Most of these are going to be in a mint state grade. There are a couple of the earlier years, like I'll be honest, my 1950 is not as nice as I like, but I do have some of the 1950 and 50Ds that are in great shape. They're not in this album. They're in flips or in PCGS holders. And like, look at this. This is my second best war nickel, 43p, but I have some uglies in here too. So there are some nickels I need to replace that I still need to add, that if I crack open some of my flips, I probably could upgrade, but I don't want to pull them out of their flips. But I love these. I use these books for my entire collection. I have a set of every denomination and every denomination's subcategory, and I have, 30 of these books in my room.
Waffles or pancakes?
Waffles or pancakes? I would prefer pancakes with chocolate chip cookies inside them.
Have you ever visited Gas Monkey Garage? They're asking because of this. I got
Charlani
that garage.
has done it. I have not. I just need to go. They have a
It's really
restaurant.
cool. They have a restaurant and a place for like music and stuff too. It's really cool. Have you ever heard of Impractical Jokers?
I love Impractical Jokers. Me and my son, or my son and I used to watch that
all the
for their
time.
first 3 or 4 seasons. I mean,
Yeah.
they're crazy. They're crazy.
They're hilarious. Super hilarious. And I feel like I would know, obviously I know who they are, so I would try to play along with them and make them even more uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go ahead, read.
No, go ahead.
Oh, what are you pointing at? Sorry.
12.
Oh, what is considered rare in a star note? Like what print run size?
So, couple things I want to alleviate some misconceptions about the star notes. Remember, star notes are only a little bit more rare than a regular note, and at the end of the day, unless they're in gem mint uncirculated condition, they're really not worth much more than face value. The key to about bill collecting is condition and serial number. The serial number is everything. And what I mean by that is it a solid? I mean, if you found a $1 bill in gem mint uncirculated condition that was all ones, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, that's a lotto ticket. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, that's what you want. There's a lot of different ones you could check, and I'm not going to get into all those now, but relation to star notes, at the end of the day, the print run is important on the rarity scale, but only if the total printed is not a lot. I could have a print run of 250K, but if they printed 6.6 million notes of that year, I got a rare print run, but I got a common star note for its total printed. You want the combination of low print run and low total printed. I'll give you an example. Some of the 2013, I believe, $2 star notes, 128K print runs with 128K total printed. That's a rare star note. As a YouTuber, what do you think the biggest weakness, and what is your biggest weakness and your plan to fix it? My biggest weakness is that I won't invest in technology like editing software to make my videos better. Like I have all these, I did acting. I've been an executive for a Fortune 500 company for 20 years. I'm not dumb, but I'm always afraid of spending money if I don't know for sure what the return on investment will be. So because of that, I'm a cheapskate. I am a cheapskate. I'm afraid that my channel will grow so fast like it's been doing that my subscribers will say, I just wish his content wasn't the same old. When is he going to mix it up? So I know it's a weakness of mine. My second weakness is I don't like to sell. If I was really trying to capitalize and grow my channel, I would do some advertising on my channel. I'd be promoting a little bit more. I would invest in some better editing software, and I would take some of my scene selections and filming to the next level to make it more fun.
Do you like grits?
Love grits.
Do you put peanut butter on your pancakes?
I put peanut butter on almost everything.
I had pancakes this morning, no chocolate.
Lady B, chocolate, pancakes.
And waffles, because my kids, I used to make waffles all the time, because melted peanut butter on ice cream. I actually don't like peanut butter on anything but a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or with apples.
The videos are fine for now. I'm okay with them now, but let me tell you, when you double your channel growth in less than 2 months, you start realizing that, okay, do I need to up? Like now I'm afraid to put out a bad video. Like I'm like, I don't want to have my new subscribers go, all right, I'm done with this guy. It happens. Like, for example, my number one complaint on my 10,000 pennies video that went viral that we're approaching 1 million views on, the number one complaint on that channel was, how does this guy not wear gloves when he does his hunts? Number one complaint. I don't like watching his dirty hands. I heard him loud and clear. I need to do a better job of not having dirty hands, and if it means washing my hands between takes, then I got to do it. But I will tell you that video, the number one compliment was, I don't even watch coin roll hunting. I don't even coin collect, but this guy was fun to watch. He kind of made it like an announcing a football game or something. I had fun. So I do know they like my energy and passion. I do know they like my commentary, but I do know that I need to probably wash my hands more often.
Hygiene, dude. But those are things too that you can't please everybody. You're never going to be able to please everybody. No matter what, his hands are still going to be a little bit dirty and they're not going to be perfect all the time. And he's never going to wear gloves. Like, I don't think he's
I do wear, I've recorded some videos with gloves. I think I'm going to wear gloves with nickels more often, but because nickels are really dirty. So are pennies, but my hands are the dirtiest with nickels and they're the dirtiest with pennies. And that means a box. Like when I do the live streams, my hands are filthy, but we've done 6 boxes. I mean, that's a lot of coins.
I don't think Rob looks like John Travolta.
Yeah, I actually get that quite a bit, really? Especially when I have my bald head showing, because he did that one movie where he was. You guys probably know what it was.
I don't know. I don't see that at all.
Yeah, I get that. I do get that a lot outside of my inner circle.
Yeah. Yes, Rob loves peanut butter as much as Kaylee loves ranch. Yes.
Yes, Lil Cutie Patootie, thank you very much for recommending my channel to anyone who buys your 50 coins from 50 countries. I love that you do that. Thank you, Lil Cutie Patootie.
You can subscribe to Creative Cloud and have access to multiple programs. Try it and see if you like it or not.
Yeah, so I unhit it. I wanted to take a look at that Creative Cloud. Creative Cloud.
I'll write it down for you.
Oh my gosh, Alfred. People don't understand. That Ender video, that epic silver find, that was my first ever epic silver box. I didn't record that. When I was recording that, I was thinking more about a documentary for myself to record something I would never think I would ever find again. So I was so dang excited. I said, Ender and unbelievable. The number one comment on that video is, take a drink every time he says Ender. You'll be dead in 5 minutes. You'll be dead in 5 minutes. I love those comments though, because they're so right. I'm annoyed watching that one. I get annoyed watching that video of myself.
That's like me saying awesome. This is so awesome.
Wash your hands and drink more water. Everyone's happy from Roger. The gloves get hot quick. I'm already sweating right now.
He literally is a furnace. He is hot all the time. I think he...
I need bluer eyes.
I think he really is very much... his body temperature is just always hot.
Any more eBay vids? Yeah, I need to... See, Charlani's been telling me I probably need to get organized. It's another weakness of mine. Organized on having a set of videos that release X so often. Like, it would be nice if I did an eBay video once every 2 weeks. Like,
We're working on his time management is what we need to work on. And a schedule of when things should post so that he's not always having to use brain power trying to figure out what should be posted next and then making this and making that.
Mikey007 said, Rob, did you read my last comment?
Right here. Will you do a members only foreign collection video?
Yeah, so I have my silver dimes from Canada, my dime collection coming out from Canada, and then I'll show the pennies and the quarters. And then once I got that done, I do want to organize all of my Australian coins as well as my British or UK coins, because I've got quite a bit of those to get organized into books. So those are my next ones. Right now, if I show you my foreign coin collection, it's basically in jars. I've got probably 5 gallons of foreign coins that are segregated between, well, then some of them aren't even segregated, but they're segregated between whether they're Europe or South American, or they're from Australia. They're not organized well enough. They're not. My Canadian ones are very well organized right now because they're getting ready to be hunted to be put into the folders next. So I took the time to segregate all my Canadian ones out.
Try band gloves because they breathe.
I tried the cotton ones. I can't pick stuff up. I tried the blue rubber ones, which are actually my favorite by far so far. But about 30 minutes in, you could see my hair and sweat through the outside of the gloves. And you're like, wow, it looks worse to me. It looks worse. I should have brought some grape juice for the live stream, but I didn't.
We didn't go. We were playing around with a bunch of stuff, and then all of a sudden it was like 5:58, and we saw Manveer. He goes 100 seconds, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's already counting down. There's no way we're gonna be able to run downstairs and be back up in 100 seconds. Next time.
My mind's active a lot, so I do sleep, but I have odd sleeping. I'll sleep 5 hours one day, 5 hours the next day, and then 12. And then 5 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours, 12. I only need 5 hours of sleep to function fully, but if I do several days of 5 or less hours of sleep, what happens is I start to, and I can tell when I'm recording, I'll be recording and I'll start making a lot of pronunciation errors, or I'll have a lot of pauses like this. And then I go, okay, I need to get some sleep. Because that's just me. I've always been like that.
I notice it during our live streams when he hasn't slept in a few days for more than 4 or 5 hours, and like your brain isn't as
My
fast.
brain is not as
Just
fast.
isn't.
Yeah.
You were like that last night, and then you slept 12 hours today.
And then I slept 12 hours today.
Yeah.
My schedule.
It's not good, and I'm trying to work with him on getting to bed earlier and getting up earlier so that he has more of his day. It's a conversation, trust me.
Liddy 1502, I use those finger gloves, and the comments, I won't repeat them because we have some children in the chat, but the comments on those were even worse.
Yes.
The comments on those were worse, and I was like, I can't win for trying to cover my fingers, but I'll just leave it at that.
Stanley Dirt Monkey Landscape. He has a YouTube channel that reminds me of you. I've never heard of that. Stanley Dirt Monkey Landscape.
Somebody else left a comment on my video about him as well, and I checked him out, and I didn't see similarities.
Well, I don't see John Travolta in you, but other people do, so maybe I'll look.
Do I think the whole unsearched eBay rolls are actually worth it? It depends. It depends. You know, it really depends on the seller. I try to only go to a top-notch seller, and I try to go to one that has a lot of great feedback, and I try to go to one that has been on eBay for a very long time, and I try to make sure that it's like gambling. Whatever I spend, I fully expect that what I see or what I think I'm going to get is probably not exactly what I'm going to get, so just know that it's part of the fun of the hunt. If I go to the theaters, I have to pay for the movies, and it's part of the experience. At the end of the movie, if it's a bad movie, that sucks. Well, that's what's going to happen in unsearched rolls a lot. You're not going to like the movie, but you paid for it. So just keep that in mind when you do it. But it's also good content. I have made pretty good advertisement revenue on my eBay searches. So they end up covering whatever I might have lost in the hunt anyway. So it's not a big deal to me. And I got to have fun. And I got to have the thrill of looking through old coins and hoping they miss something. So for me, it's worth it. But just know that it's like a gamble. You're probably not going to get back what you put in. It's a business. If you were going to get back more than you paid for them, they would crack them open themselves and sell them themselves. So
I don't collect anything other than the ugly coins right now. I'm not a collector of stuff. I really am not.
You're right, Jeff Silversmith. Even the positive ones, you got to remember, if they're selling hundreds of rolls and they have hundreds of comments, and a lot of people say there wasn't much that they found, but only one found a key date, lucky for them they did. But all it takes is that one good key date squeezed in 100 rolls, and they'll sell all 100 rolls. You might get one of the 99 ugly ones. What is the best way to gain subs when you first start? So that's a good question. The best way to get subs when you first start is to be actively participating in other people's channels in the comments, the streams, but don't beg for subs. Begging for subs tells everyone, and I don't mean asking for subs. There's asking for subs and there's begging. Begging tells everybody that you don't believe your content is good enough on its own merit to warrant people to just find it. Begging is different. Asking for subs is totally appropriate. Hey, guys, I'm at 90 subs. I'm 10 away from 100K sub giveaway or 100 sub giveaway. As soon as I hit it, we're giving away these. That's not begging. That's informing everyone you're on your way to the next level. But if you're at 17 subs and you're begging every 2 minutes for subs, there's a reason why you're probably not growing yet. So the number one thing is to be active in your chats. If you guys look at my channel, I pretty much respond to the majority of comments. It's gotten harder lately, but I heart or comment or like on the majority of my comments. I'm in other people's channels as much as I can, and I do believe that you need to at least let everyone know, get your name out there.
You have to engage. You have to go out there and find the people that you want to sub you back. And the only way that really you're going to do that, besides the hashtags and all of that stuff, is to go out there and just get your name known. But yeah, we don't read as moderators. You know, you'll get banned, as Joseph just said. We will give you the hammer if you're spamming that. But here's the thing. If you're asking for subs, then you should have content on your video. And when I go in and people have done like 5 shout me out, and I go to their channel and there's no videos, or they haven't done a video in 2 years, then I'm not going to stop and say, hey, Rob, you know, shout this person out, because you have no content for them. So that's the first thing, is build your channel up a little bit and know that the last video you have there is what people are going to see.
YouTube's recommendation for building a channel, the number one recommendation is post videos at least 3 to 4 times a week, if not daily. I have posted pretty much on average a video a day for almost 2 years. Now, that to me, that's a lot of work. Now, there's some days I didn't post a video, but then there's days I posted 2. So I have averaged a video a day for almost, it'll be 2 years. Well, we're 2 months away from 2 years. So in 22 months, I have posted a video almost every day. That's the best way to get
consistency.
known.
You have to have consistency that'll help you with YouTube's algorithm. And that's with any social media. If it's Instagram or Facebook, consistency every single day over time is what's going to build your channel.
Is there a difference between penny rolls on the East Coast versus West Coast for the number of older pennies? I have not seen a difference in the I have not seen a difference in the older, or in the number of older pennies from East and West Coast. But what I will tell you is, on the East Coast, you don't see S's and not that many Denver mints. And on the West Coast, you see nothing but S and D's. That's what you see. And so, I mean, I see more S minted coins from, and I mean pre-1974, of course, on the West Coast by far. Plan on getting your 2019 W early release quarters graded? No. If I find any, I have found all of my 2019 W quarters after the early release cutoff date.
The video games, I can't.
I play Minecraft a little bit, but I play Rocket League the most. I love Rocket League. It's relaxing for me. It's fast paced, and I have a lot of fun doing it. For me, all my lots that I sell are unsearched. I'm trying to get people to trust eBay lots a bit. Yeah, Manveer, if you can do that, that's great. I mean, the best thing to do is the likelihood of an unsearched roll containing a key date anyway is slim to none. So people try to do the fancy schmancy silver dime ender on the penny roll. Give me a break. Because that's how we found them back in the 50s and 40s. Didn't happen. I saw you, Coin Kids. I know you're trying to keep up. I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep up with the comments too. I have a long-winded answer problem. Thank you, Mario Brothers. I'm glad you decided to do this. It's a nice, relaxing, informative conversation. What do you look for other than silver? Last night you found an 87 half dollar for me that you were excited about. Yeah. So if I'm doing my own half dollar hunt, I'm checking for the no FGs. I'm checking for the double die obverses, and I'll cover those in a second. I'm checking for the 1987 first NIFC other than the 70. And I'm checking for silver, of course, and commemoratives, proofs, and foreigns. Huh?
Hi, Robert Johnson.
What's up, Robert Johnson?
Manveer got your package yesterday. The Morgan dollar is absolutely beautiful.
That's a nice Morgan dollar for sure.
All right. Here. If you could visit anywhere on the planet, where would it be?
I want to stand inside of the Colosseum in Rome.
Can you do that? Can you still do that? Because I heard that some of the things you can and can't do.
That's where I'd want to be.
Or
Or on the top of Machu Picchu.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We want to travel. Yeah. What are your top 3 or 5 favorite coin designs?
My number 1 favorite coin design of all time is the Standing Liberty Quarter. Love the Standing Liberty Quarter. Matter of fact, for those that may have missed it, I have an absolute stunner coin right here. This is a stunner coin right here. Let me see if I can get this shown to you. This is a 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter Type 1. Type 1, and it is beautiful. It is one of my most favorite coins in my collection. It's not one of my most valuable, but it's definitely up there in value as well. I know this is not doing it justice, but you can definitely see a lot of the design and details are in fantastic shape. You can see all the toes on the raised leg and on the planted leg. And even the back is in really nice shape as well.
That is really cool. And I like the case it's in.
So, number 1 is the SLQ. It is by far one of my most favorite coins to have. My number 2 would be the Flying Eagle. I like the Flying Eagle scent. It's just something that I don't find or see in shops very often. So when I find it, I have to buy it. It's like Mel Gibson's movie, The Conspiracy Theory, where all he wanted to do was buy The Catcher in the Rye book. If I see a Flying Eagle scent, I'm getting it. Like, I love them that much. The third favorite is the Morgan dollar. It's just something about a Morgan dollar that gets me excited.
Rob says pennies. Brand new coin hunters start out with pennies.
I mean, a Morgan dollar is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful coin. So my third favorite would be a Morgan dollar. My fourth favorite would be...
Robert Payne says, did you find that in circulation? I'm assuming the quarter.
These are not found in circulation, not in these conditions. My fourth favorite is a Buffalo nickel. I still get super excited whenever I find a Buffalo nickel in a box. It's just something about seeing a Buffalo nickel that just drives me happy. Probably because it was the first coin I ever found that I ever questioned when I got it back in change, and it was the start of my numismatic experience as a young child. And then finally, fifth, the Indian head cent. I know I named a lot of pennies, but honestly, I just love the design of the Indian head cent as well.
What's your favorite beverage?
My favorite beverage is a toss-up between milk and grape juice. I can't go without both.
Yeah. What is your dream find? Your holy grail, if you will.
My holy grail this is labeled as find, so not a purchase. Again, I'll say it. We kind of talked about it. The 1969 S DDO. I mean, I've had 2 dreams that I have found one, and because I've dreamed it, I've got to keep looking. And if I never find it, it is what it is. I wish I would have sniped the one at auction that sold for $26,400. Not that I could afford that. Charlani would have killed me, but that's a steal in my opinion for a $35,000 penny.
Joseph said you can still go in the Coliseum. It's up there.
All right, perfect. Was referring to the 2 early releases 2019 W's that Mickey sent you. Those are Denver. Those are Denver's, not W's. That's why I didn't combine the 2, the endless. Those were Denver ones, not W's. Mickey didn't send me a W. He sent me a couple of Denvers from that box.
He asked that, and I told Mr. Tazmaster, you suggest pennies. That's right?
Always start off, Mr. Tazmaster, with pennies. Get yourself my penny mat. Where's the plug logo? Get yourself my penny mat. Get yourself a U.S. Coins Red Book. Get yourself a Strike It Rich with Pocket Change book. Get yourself a microscope and or a loop. And get to go to the Lincoln Scent resource. It's a website, and learn all of your errors and varieties. That's how I recommend.
How did you get so knowledgeable about coins?
Hunting every day for the last 700 days.
And researching, and Google is your friend, and talking to other people in the coin community. Yeah.
Yeah.
It shocks me what his brain too, by the way, can retain a whole lot of information. And he doesn't have to read something 5 or 6 times. He reads it once and he remembers it, which is crazy.
Rain Dog, don't be disappointed that I don't list Benji's as my favorite. I love those too. They're not in my top 5. Doesn't mean that I don't love Benji's. I love Benji's. I do. But I like I like walking Liberty quarters as well. I love the Barber or the Liberty head design. My top 5 I had to name, but doesn't mean I'm a numismatist at heart, so there's almost every coin design other than the shield penny.
Hi, AZ Coins.
Has a place in my heart.
See, Mario Brothers, is there any other questions you wanted to ask us relating future content and or about videos?
That I will, Mario, but that is more reserved for a later video or a later stream that I'll be doing. That being said, if you have suggestions on what I need, I know I need to do more metal detecting. I know. I get it. And I do got to do more of that. But I would love to hear any of your guys' thoughts on what I need to do more of. Any favorite books that are not coin related?
Personal development type books.
I have read a lot of personal development type books in my life.
Yes, they're good for life things in general. Gary V is an amazing book because it sounds like a lot of you guys too are wanting to learn how to create your own YouTube channel. And doing personal development books like that are great to do. Gary V is amazing.
I think when I was working, I read,
I said maybe not for the little ones.
Yeah.
He swears.
When I was working full time and I was on flights and in hotels a lot, I read a few books a week, usually one personal development and one book that I just like to read for myself. I've got many favorite authors that I've read over the years, but
business development is leadership. Leadership things work just about anything too.
Personal development is not as much fun.
Oh, see, I love.
It's not as much fun as a read, but if you really want to better yourself, personal development is the best way to go. But you got to make reading fun first. So I would recommend finding whether it's an epics book series or whether it's police detectives or whether it's about the military or whether it's about an individual's biography that you're interested in. Always find a book that you really want to read and read it back to front and enjoy it. And then once you start developing a love for reading, then the self-development books come into play, in my opinion.
Carrie Turner said, I started reading a book to help me with my shyness and social anxiety, and it gave me anxiety. Sometimes you just have to work through those things. And Carrie Turner, I can't tell from your picture, are you a girl or a guy? Because Carrie can be either or.
Thank you, little cutie patootie. We are friends for sure. You sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And we'll talk to you mañana.
Good night. Michelle Ibarola is back. Favorite fast food restaurant?
My favorite fast food restaurant would be Wendy's. If I were to...
Really?
In general, you want to know why it's Wendy's?
Yeah, why?
Because every time we left hockey with Robbie after playing his practice, he wanted to... And my favorite burgers were Wendy's with Robbie. But if I was getting my own, if I was like someone put a gun to my head and said it's fast food time, let's go. It's hard not to eat Five Guys. Five Guys burgers are so good and their fries are so good. It's hard not to go with Five Guys. But in general, mainstream fast food, Whataburger's good, Wendy's good. I don't eat a lot of fast food though. I just don't.
Yeah, we try not to.
Good night, coin kids. Or are you saying no? It's saying good night to probably saying good night to you know who. Little cutie tootie.
I'm just looking for something real quick.
Mikey 007. RobFindsTreasure. The reason why Assassin's Creed series is my favorite because there's a lot of history and they try to replicate the ancient world. Yeah, I have the Assassin's Creed. I did the first. I didn't do it. I played it quite a bit when it first came out, but I just got off the Xbox and I've been on the PC and I just haven't really invested in games on the PC too much.
To carry, I am male.
I am male.
My name, and that is my favorite cat, Prissy. Gotcha. You know, I love the name Carrie. I think it's a great name. I hated my name for a really long time, too. Because no one could ever remember it or say it.
I have never seen a $50 penny box in person, Manveer, but I have seen a video of a YouTuber who did a hunt on a $50 penny box. And I remember thinking, I wonder where they got that one. But they don't, I don't see them very often. What do we do with all our boxes of NIFCs? Send them back in. Keep some rolls for yourself. Hunt through them to look for that mint state perfect coin. Outside of that, NIFCs are a fun find if you're building a collection, because you got to remember, unless you're building a collection and you're buying them every year from the mint new, you're not going to get them unless you hunt for them. So they are sellable, if you will, as sets. But outside of that, if you got a whole box of them, you don't need to have a whole box. Just hunt the best ones and then maybe send a few in for grading. Smash Burgers is good too, Lady B, for sure. Any good coin documentaries or something in line that you would recommend? I have to think about that. We'll have to write that question down.
What was it?
A good coin documentary that I would recommend. I need to think on that one. I need to think on that, Brian. It's a great question, and I don't want to shoot it off the cuff.
So, Carrie Turner, Tony Robbins is a really good one that you might want to look into. Zig Ziglar, Timothy Ferriss, Seth Godin. I wanted to pull it. It's my book list for my thing. Those are really good ones that help with some of those things too. So you might want to, yeah.
Charlani's book list. You can always rewatch the stream and see what she wrote there and pause it if you wanted to.
If you want a real butt whooping, it's actually a one that I'm reading right now, is that Be Obsessed by Grant Cardone. He's loud. Actually, your people might love him because he's so loud and in your face, but he will tell it like it is for sure.
What's the McGreedy? Sean and I went to Buffalo, and I forgot the name of the place, but it was the very first place the buffalo wings were ever made. Remember we ate there at the wings place in Buffalo? It was the #1 place in the world that first made the buffalo wings.
I don't remember what it's called.
You probably know what it is. We checked it on there on Facebook, so it's in our Facebook somewhere. But it was a spot. You're welcome to Endless. He said, wanted to say thanks for going with Family Friendly. Love watching with my daughter, although she's pressuring me to buy more rolls for Friday.
Yeah.
Can't get mad at that.
Love that. I feel like I've only eaten at Five Guys once or twice, and that was when we were at a hockey tournament.
I'll check it out, Manveer. It might tickle me pink because I do like my nickels. Anchor Bar. That's it. That's the one. The Anchor Bar.
Okay.
We've been there. Yep. Editing. I can't figure. Director. I'm not familiar with director either. I use iMovie, Robert Johnson. Editing is the #1 thing that you got to get familiar with, whether it's on an app, on the computer, however you do it. Keep in mind that YouTube has a pretty good Creator Studio editor that you can do lots with as well. My Uncle Bill is a very loud person. Rob is nothing like him. I don't know how much longer we want to be on. We're already 20 minutes over. We're having fun, but maybe we can go 10 more minutes tops.
All right, you can want to answer those two. Those are kind of like last.
Will Chase Bank give me coins if I'm not a member? Yeah, up to $100 transaction at any Chase. All you got to do is ask. Now, of course, there are tellers and there are branches that put their foot down to that, but technically, Chase's policy is you can do a non-member transaction up to $100. So, yeah, you can buy 10 rolls of quarters, 20 rolls of dimes. You can buy a box of pennies or two. You can get a box of nickels from Chase. Their policy is non-member transactions up to $100. There aren't any Wells Fargo's in Oklahoma. Where's the next best? In Oklahoma, I believe all you can do is go to B of A. I don't think there's Chase or Wells Fargo in Oklahoma. And that's the other thing. You got to know which. Some banks aren't in certain states. But I will tell you this much, because I don't live there. Detroit, every time I've gone to Detroit, they have the best nickel boxes in the world. sometimes I want to just fly to Detroit and get more nickel boxes. So if any of you are from Detroit out there or in Michigan out there, start hunting nickels if you're not. I have yet to have a bad nickel box out of 15 I've ever hunted in Michigan yet.
Too bad you didn't do that all those years when we flew to Michigan like every month, it seemed like, for a hockey tournament. You totally could have been doing that. Birthday boxes. I would definitely try and order ahead, just because we've been selling out pretty quick. And usually if it's a whole box, then yeah, you definitely don't want to wait till day of, just because if you want to guarantee a box for your birthday specifically, then I would send a message for sure.
And I believe personally that that's up to you guys, but we have people that buy a month in advance and say, this is for this stream, it's my birthday. Like tomorrow, we have Baked Beans. I believe that's his whole name. His name is Boston Baked Beans. He bought this, he didn't buy a box, he bought $100 worth though, but he bought the $100 worth literally like a month ago. And now it's his birthday's on 9/1, so we got to remember to say happy birthday to Boston Baked Beans tomorrow. But he bought this $100 present for himself. So, of course, it's his birthday. He's going to get a special goodie in there as well as the normal hunt.
And I will also say it's absolutely okay to do that. Just always make sure that you put your name in the comments and put the date in the comments. Like, you have to tell us first so that we can then write them down. But then also, if it's too far in advance, we have the right to say, okay, we're taking a vacation in 4 weeks. Like, we're going to postpone this, and hopefully that'll be okay. But
I don't know what my oldest Roman coin is, Mikey007. We'll write that down. I can show that next time. My oldest Roman coin. I got my Romans in a box up there, and it's closed up, and I don't want to pull it out just yet. Let me see. Am I missing anything else? I think we're pretty much winding down here. My dad loves that I collect coins and found his own collection he had before he lost it. He misplaced it, but found it yesterday, and there were 18 Morgan 6-piece dollars and more. Nice, man, Veer. So cool.
That's awesome. Any other last-minute questions?
Yeah, you have to order $half boxes. I can walk into 90% of my banks and get a quarter, dime, nickel, or penny box anytime I want. $half is an order. It's an order for sure. Unless you're lucky. I had a subscriber who watched my channel who left a comment on one of my videos saying, I don't believe you still find this much silver today, Rob. And I wrote him back, try hunting $half and see if you get lucky. Worst case is you dump them back in the banks and you broke even, you had some fun. This guy goes in, after that comment, he writes, I appreciate that. He goes into a bank, asks if they have any $half. They had 560 $half. 560, not 560 $half. Yeah, 560 $half. They had $280 worth of halves. Customer wrapped. He buys them all. They all were silver. All of them. 506 were 40%ers and 54 were 90%ers. All Kennedys though. And he sent me an email saying, with pictures, I can't believe my good fortune and luck. And I was like, I've never had that happen. I can't believe you can still find silver these days. Just kidding. But I couldn't believe it. Unbelievable luck. And by the way, the email was sent to me and it happened the day silver went up above $18. So I was like, not only did you find it, you found it when silver was on the rise. Unbelievable find.
We have 130 rolls left for Friday.
Robert Payne, you can buy a mat. The description is down below in the video description. You can see the links to the site.
When you do nickel searches, what do you keep?
I keep anything in great AU or better shape from 1969, 70 and earlier, which is very few, by the way, in that condition. But in order for them to be kept, and that's the ones I roll up by year. For my personal collection, I only keep the semi keys and the key dates, as well as any errors or varieties. So when you see that I've kept all the 50s and 40s after the hunt, what I do after the hunt is I go back through them with a fine-tooth comb and say, am I really going to add any of these? And if I decide not, they go back to the bank. I know it's sad. I used to keep them all. About 4 months ago, took back $1,000 in nickels to the banks. I had to. I was like, I'm never going to move these for more than a nickel. They're not worth more than a nickel. They're worn slick or worn flat or worn too much or damaged or whatever. There's no reason. At some point as a collector, the hardest thing is knowing when not to hold on to things. And sometimes you just got to let some things go because they're just taking up space and taking up real money. They're taking up real money because you're not doing anything with it. I think we're pretty much good to go. Do I have any 1960D air pennies? That you have that he could purchase. I have not sent them in for grading yet. I've sold 2, so I have 18. I would say 5 are not worth grading because they're probably MS 60 to 62. I'd be willing to sell those for a lot less than they're worth because I'm not going to grade them. I'm not going to do anything with them. But I have about 8 to 10 that I think are 63 to 67 that I want to send in for grading. I'm going to do them as a bulk send-in. The ones in between there, I don't know. I haven't looked at them enough yet, but they're really nice. If I were to part with any of the really nice ones, I mean, I would need at least $50 because they're worth at least $50. If you want one of the lower condition ones, they are really nice. I would probably want $25 for them because they're still worth that all day. That's a very valuable and rare FS502 1960 D over D.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Trip to Utah, Manveer says, hit him up. Do I have any 1970 Kennedys graded? I don't. But, no, I don't have time. I'll show it into the stream. But I have a stack of 1970 proofs and 1970 Denver minted uncirculated sets that I might send in for grading because they look really good. But I don't have them graded. Do I still want a Canadian nickel box to hunt? Mario, I would love to do that. I'm not going to lie. I would love to do that. Yes, I do. Send me an email on what we want to do. If maybe I send you an American nickel box and you send me a Canadian one and we call it even. That's probably the best way to do it. What's up, Lake House Beach? You jumped in late, brother. We're 3 minutes till the end of the stream. 3 minutes. Tim, if you PayPal me $50 and put in the note for one of those, I will send you a pretty nice example. It might not be MS65. It might be MS63-ish, but that's my personal opinion. It could come back as MS62. I don't know. But I'd be willing to part with one for sure.
When are you having that surgery, Mikey? And that's good if it'll help you breathe. It'll be worth it then. Yay, I'm glad you guys have enjoyed that. A few people have said they appreciate it.
Yeah, we had fun. We're learning. Hopefully you like the background. One of these days I'm going to get this to be an RFT logo back there maybe and just have it be the background. But we thought it'd be fun to be able to use our hands on the screen as well so you can see. I
think it's cool. I like the way it looks.
I think we're good, guys. We are going to say goodbye. I appreciate you being here as our members to watch the stream with us. We plan on doing these once a month-ish, maybe sooner, maybe later, but about that. I will be releasing some more members-only videos, and that will go out to all my members of this group or higher, of course. And that's it for now. I think that's it for now.
Yeah. Thanks for hopping on, guys. This was fun, for sure.
All right, we're good.
And I will just say that I promise you, I try to read all of your guys' comments first and foremost. But you guys know how the chat is. It's not slow like this. It's a lot faster. And so I just want you guys to know that I do really try to make sure that I read as many of your comments as I can.
So I do have an update on the setup. I will show it to you really quick. This is you probably can't see it very well, but this is a light attached to a stand. Man, you can't see it. I'm in the way. But it's on a stand and it gives you good visibility to hunt. The problem is I need it to be larger. Maybe if I hold it over here.
I was going to say, give it here. Let me stand up and give it over here.
So here it is right here. Put it right there. It's right there. It's a nice setup. I just need to work on doing it, and it's in the way of when I bring the boxes over and how I use it. But if you flip it upside down, it's gonna be bright. It's got a hunting light attached so that you can see everything under very well. But it's one of the things I'm gonna probably be using in a future. It's definitely great for time lapsing and hunting without recording. The other cool thing is, let's do one more thing here. The other cool thing is if I use my phone docks up here on top of it like this. Where's the phone at? Right here. So I can slide the phone across the top to record however I want. It fits it and it still lets me use the camera feature. Let me turn this off because that was probably a mess. I'm sure my camera work was as good as Charlani's is usually.
You know, it is what it is.
All right. So there's that. Let me get this brought back up because I messed up on that. And I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right, guys.
Thanks so
Thank
much
you again
for jumping on. That was fun.
Everyone's like totes.
Totes, bye.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Obvi.
We'll see you later.
Bye. Give it a minute.